Picture this. You're alone on a 36-foot yacht, adrift in the Southern Ocean, 2,000 miles from the nearest human soul. A cyclone roars, hurling 70-knot winds and 50-foot waves. Your mast snaps, your boat flips, and the ocean swallows your dreams. This is the true story of Susie Goodall, a 29-year-old British sailor who dared to circumnavigate the globe solo in the 2018 Golden Globe race and faced a deadly storm that tested her very soul. A saga of isolation, courage, and defiance against the sea's wrath. How do you survive when the ocean itself wants you gone? Stay with Phantomarchived to uncover this heart-pounding tale. Hit subscribe to join our journey into the world's most epic survival stories.
Welcome to suspense, mystery, crime, horror, inspiration, survival. Phantomarchived. Subscribe.
June 30th, 2018, Falmouth, England. The harbor buzzes with anticipation. 18 yachts bob at the docks, their sails gleaming under a gray English sky. This is the start of the Golden Globe race, a brutal, non-stop solo circumnavigation of the globe, retracing the spirit of the 1968 race that made Robin Knox-Johnston a legend. No GPS, no modern navigation, just a sailor, a boat, and raw grit. Among the competitors is Susie Goodall, a 29-year-old from the Isle of Man, the youngest in the race and only one of 3 women. Her yacht, DHL Starlight, a Rustler 36, is a sturdy but simple vessel, equipped with a wind vane for steering, a sextant for navigation, and a ham radio for sparse communication. Susie's no ordinary sailor. Raised on boats, she was racing dinghies by age 10, her childhood filled with salty air and dreams of adventure. Inspired by Ellen MacArthur, who sailed solo around the world, Susie quit her job as a sailing instructor to chase this impossible challenge. "I want to show what's possible," she tells her family, her green eyes fierce with determination. The crowd cheers as the yachts cast off, sails catching the wind. Susie waves, her heart pounding with excitement and fear. 30,000 miles lie ahead, through the world's wildest oceans. The sea awaits. The first leg is a dream. Susie sails south through the Atlantic, DHL Starlight cutting through azure waves. Dolphins leap alongside, their playful arcs a fleeting gift. She settles into a rhythm, cooking canned meals on a swaying stove, plotting courses with her sextant, journaling under starlight. The radio crackles with voices from other sailors, a lifeline in her solitude. "This is freedom," she writes, her pen scratching in the dim cabin. She celebrates her 29th birthday alone, toasting with a mug of tea, the horizon her only guest. The sea is kind, for now. She passes the Canary Islands, then the Cape Verde Islands, the trade winds pushing her toward the equator. But the Golden Globe race is a gauntlet. Early on, 5 competitors drop out, broken masts, seasickness, exhaustion. Susie presses on, her spirit unyielding. "I'm in this," she whispers, her voice firm against the creaking hull. The Southern Ocean looms, a realm of legend, where the roaring 40s and furious 50s churn waves taller than houses, and winds howl without mercy. Susie enters this frozen wilderness in November, her boat dwarfed by the vast gray sea. Icebergs drift in the distance, their ghostly shapes a constant threat. The temperature plummets, her breath frosting inside the cabin. She wears layers of thermals, her hands chapped from salt water and cold. The solitude weighs heavier now. No one to share the fear, no one to fix a broken line. Her wind vane, nicknamed Merv, steers while she sleeps, but storms keep her vigilant. "This is where it gets real," she mutters, scanning the horizon. The radio brings news of others struggling. Some abandon ship, others vanish into the waves. Susie's heart tightens, but she grips the tiller. The ocean is no longer a friend, it's a rival.
December 5th, 2018. The Pacific sector of the Southern Ocean, 2,000 miles west of Chile. Susie's weather reports warn of a cyclone. 70-knot winds, waves up to 50 feet. She prepares meticulously, stows loose gear, checks her harness, deploys warps, long ropes trailed behind to slow the boat. Stay calm, she tells herself, her voice barely audible over the rising wind. The storm hits at dusk, a wall of fury. Waves crash over the deck, water flooding the cockpit. Susie steers stern to the waves, her body braced against the tiller. The wind screams, a banshee tearing at the sails. DHL Starlight pitches violently, each wave a battering ram. Susie's hands tremble, her face stunned by salt. Hold together, she pleads with her boat, her only companion in this chaos. The night is endless, the storm a monster. Hours into the cyclone, disaster strikes. A rogue wave, towering like a skyscraper, slams into DHL Starlight. The boat flips, a full 360-degree roll. Susie is thrown across the cabin, her head striking the bulkhead. Blood trickles down her temple, her vision blurring. The boat rights itself, but the mast is gone, snapped clean off, dragging sails into the Black Sea. The cabin is a wreck, charts soaked, gear floating, water sloshing at her knees. Susie crawls to the radio, her hands shaking. Mast gone, hull intact. "I'm okay," she transmits, her voice steady despite the fear clawing her chest. The storm rages on, waves pounding the crippled yacht. Susie bails water with a bucket, her arms burning, her concussion throbbing. She's alone, adrift, in the middle of nowhere. What would you do, trapped on a broken boat in a cyclone 2,000 miles from help? Would panic take over, or would you fight for your life? Tell us in the comments, and subscribe to Phantom Archived for more stories of ocean survival.
Susie takes stock in the storm's dim light. The hull holds, a miracle. Her wind vane is bent, her drogue, a sea anchor, torn away. She's bruised, concussed, but alive. "I'm not done," she growls, her voice raw. She jury-rigs a tiny sail from a storm jib, tying it to the mast stump with shaking hands. It's barely enough to move, but it gives her control. The cyclone batters on for 24 hours, each wave a test of endurance. Susie straps herself to the deck, steering through the chaos, her body screaming with pain. She thinks of her family, her parents in Birmingham, her brother's proud smile. "I promised I'd come home," she whispers, tears mixing with seawater. The radio crackles with race organizers promising rescue, but it's days away. Susie must survive alone. The storm begins to ease, but Susie's fight is far from over. The sea is still rough, her boat limping at 2 knots. She rations her food, canned beans, dried fruit, sipping water to stay hydrated. She repairs what she can, patching leaks, securing the jury rig. Her hands bleed from rope burns, her head throbs from the concussion. "Keep moving," she tells herself, her voice a mantra. She signals with flares, hoping for a passing ship, but the ocean is empty. At night, she huddles in the damp cabin, the stars her only comfort. Hallucinations creep in, voices in the wind, shadows on the waves. She shakes them off, focusing on her sextant, plotting a course toward shipping lanes. The sea is her enemy, but also her guide. Days crawl by. December 10. Susie's alone, drifting, her boat a wreck. She spots a freighter, its lights a beacon in the gray. She fires a flare, waving her arms, but it sails past, oblivious. Despair gnaws at her, but she refuses to break. "Someone will come," she says, her voice cracking. She keeps the boat afloat, bailing water, checking the hull. The radio brings faint hope. Race organizers have alerted ships, but the Southern Ocean is vast. December 15. A Chinese cargo ship, Tian Fu, picks up her emergency beacon. Its silhouette grows on the horizon, a lifeline in the waves. Susie prepares to abandon DHL Starlight, her home for 163 days. She packs a small bag, journal, radio, dreams, and climbs into a lifeboat. The transfer is treacherous, waves tossing her, but she reaches the ship, safe at last.
What would you hold on to? Adrift in the ocean, waiting for rescue? A memory?
A hope? Share your story in the comments and hit subscribe to Phantom Archived for more tales of human resilience. Aboard Tian, the crew wraps Susie in blankets, offering hot tea and food. She's weak, battered, but alive. She weeps for DHL Starlight, left to sink in the Southern Ocean, her partner in this epic journey. The ship sails to Punta Arenas, Chile, where Susie's airlifted to a hospital. Doctors treat her concussion, dehydration, and cuts, marveling at her survival. The world erupts with admiration. BBC, Yachting World, social media call her a hero. Though disqualified from the race, she's celebrated for her courage. "I didn't finish, but I gave it everything," she tells reporters, her voice steady, her eyes bright. Susie's family flies to Chile, their embrace a flood of relief. She's home, but the sea still calls. Back in England, Susie heals, her scars a testament to her fight. She writes a book, speaks at events, inspiring women and sailors worldwide. The Golden Globe race changes her. She's no longer just a sailor, but a symbol of what's possible. She plans new adventures, her love for the sea undimmed. "The ocean tried to break me," she says, "but it made me stronger." Her story joins the ranks of Ellen MacArthur, Jessica Watson, women who defied the odds on the open water. Susie's Cyclone wasn't just a storm, it was a crucible, forging a legend. The Southern Ocean is a graveyard of ships, its cyclones a terror for mariners. Only 8 of 18 sailors finished the 2018 race. Susie's survival stands out, a modern echo of Knox Johnston's grit. Her story, covered in Yachting World and Sail magazine, is a beacon for dreamers, proving courage knows no gender. The sea tests us all, but Susie passed. Susie Goodall sailed into a cyclone's heart, her boat shattered, her life on the line. She should have perished. Instead, she survived, a testament to the human spirit's unbreakable will. Her story is a light in the storm. No matter how fierce the waves, you can rise. What would you do facing the sea's fury alone? Would you find the strength to endure? Susie did, and her miracle sails on. Susie Goodall's journey was more than a race. It was a battle against nature's fiercest forces. She emerged not just alive, but transformed, a voice for dreamers everywhere. Thank you for joining Phantom Archived on this epic odyssey. If Susie's miracle moved you, give this video a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to never miss a tale. We're here to tell the stories that matter, stories of courage, survival, and hope. See you in the next one.